Well, let's start this segment of the Farm Monitor off with Damon Jones, who says the start of 2012 means also the start of onion season in Georgia, and a number of producers have already started planting their crop. Damon recently took a trip to Tattnall County in the center of southwest Georgia onion country to check in on the crop and take a look at the future of this industry.
It's a source of pride for the farmers of Tattnall County, a sense of identity. It's the Vidalia Onion, which is grown only here in this part of Georgia. And with the temperatures dropping, producers have begun planting this unique crop with the hopes of not only making money, but also sustaining their reputation.
You got a kind of a novelty crop that nowhere else in the state or really even in the world plants it and grows it the way we do. And there again, it kind of gets the bragging rights on who's got the best flavor and who's got the best taste and who can make the most yield. So it's kind of unique to watch these growers compete with one another, and in turn that makes them do a better job of growing the onions and putting a better product out there for the consumers.
It's very important. It's not the only thing going, but for me it's my bread and butter. We've been doing this here for better than 20 years, and we've got a lot of infrastructure invested, and it's been good for the community and good for us and good for the state as a whole.
As for secrets to success, it really all comes down to hard work, as each row of this crop is planted by hand. And while this might be a long and expensive process, the farmers believe it's the only way to go.
That's the only way we know that it's acceptable to plant onions. There's other ways to do it, but this way here seems to be the best and most effective.
However, that's a process that might be changing in the near future, as mechanized planting methods have been researched out here at Bland Farms, all in the effort to cut down on labor costs. It's a type of study that has produced some promising results.
Other advantages of sets versus direct seeding is our weed control is actually a little easier. Direct seeding onions can be difficult in terms of your weather, because you're growing a lot smaller seed with very little energy in that seed. And also the weed control spectrum is much more difficult to control weeds in a direct seeded onion versus in a set or a transplant. But we're doing things at the university to try to combat both and figure out ways to really do this to save growers money.
But while there have been some exciting developments, this is just the first step in a long journey.
We're real excited to see what we have so far. It's kind of in the beginning stages. We're going to go through the season, and we're nowhere close to finishing having the final result, but we're close to getting some kind of an answer if we can do it.
And that would be good news for the producers, as the demand for Vidalia onions have only increased over the years, turning this one-of-a-kind crop into a major business.
The onion industry is about a $100 million industry for a farm gate value, and there's a lot of other things that benefit with that money being spent. There's also the things like, Vidalia onion dressings and sauces and different things that the name carries far more than just the onion bulb itself.
Typically there's a strong demand in its season. We went from having a novelty crop to we're more of a line item or a shelf item in a store, but demand seems to be there. We've got a good brand pushing us, and we appreciate everybody that eats one.
For the Georgia Farm Monitor, I'm Damon Jones.